Hello students, I am Dr. Sachin Londhe. Today we will talk about Introduction to Art. In this lecture, we will concentrate on what is art. I will tell you the meaning of what is art. In the beginning, we will see the definition of art. Art is an artist's attempt at representing reality or real subjects from human, animal, and plant kingdoms. When artist attempts reality or real subject from human, animal, and plant kingdoms, he uses his understanding of the reality or real subjects. When he tries to understand the reality, that time he uses his superior faculties of mind, that is, imagination and intellect. It means that in art we have representation of reality, and that representation of reality or real subjects are taken from human, animal, and plant kingdoms. When that representation is made, or that representation of reality or real subjects are made by the artist, that time he tries to understand that reality. When he tries to understand that reality, he uses his superior faculties of mind to understand the reality or the real subjects. And what are the superior faculties of mind? Imagination and intellect are the superior faculties of mind. In other words, we can say that when artist tries to represent reality or real subjects in his art, that time he uses his superior faculties of mind, and the superior faculties of mind are imagination and intellect. Here, what you have to remember, that in art there is representation of reality, and the reality is taken from human, animal, and plant kingdoms. But when the reality is presented, is that reality is understood by the author himself or herself. It is the understanding of the artist, and that understanding is reflected in his work of art. And in the process, artist uses his superior faculties of mind, and the superior faculties of mind are imagination and intellect. You have to remember that the superior faculties of the mind of the artists are imagination and intellect. Okay, in this slide, I will tell you, when artists imitate real objects in his arts to bring likeness between the reality and the representation of reality in his creation. In the last slide, I told you artist represents reality or real subjects from the human, animal, or plant kingdoms. But when artist imitates real objects in his art, why does he imitate real objects in his arts? He wants to bring likeness between the reality and the representation of reality in his art. That is the reason, that is the purpose, that is the intention. Artist's creation, that is the art, touches the inherent instinct in man, that is human beings. Means when art is created, that art has got the power. That power touches the inherent instinct in man, that is human beings. And when human beings observe, when human beings watch, when human beings see, when human beings listens to, when human beings read, the created object or the creation, they get impressed with the beauty in arts. Here, what you have to understand? You have to understand that art has got the power. Art has got the power of beauty, and that beauty attracts human beings. Human beings register their reaction to the beauty. Means art has got the power, and that power touches the inherent instinct in man. This is what we have to remember in this slide. Means human beings get impressed with the beauty in art. It means that art has got the beauty in it. Art has the beauty, that is the power of beauty. This is what we have to remember. In this slide, we will talk about the next important point about the art. It is said that art is inseparable part of human beings. Then how does art uh, or how art is inseparable part of human beings? How is an art inseparable part of human beings? See, art activates sense perceptions of human beings through its power of beauty. I told you that art has got the power of beauty, and when human beings faces the art, when human beings observe the art, or in simple words, when human beings meet the art, art activates sense perceptions of human beings as it has got the power of beauty. When these sense perceptions of human beings are activated, human beings reacts to the beauty that is there in the art. And this is how art is inseparable part of human beings. It means that art has got the power of beauty. As art has got the power of beauty, it attracts human beings. When human beings get attracted towards the art, they react to the beauty. Okay, suppose, for example, when someone listens to a music or a song, that time we give reaction to the music or the song. We say, wow, it is very beautiful song. Okay, it appeals you. Means this is the quality of art. So when it appeals you, you register your reaction. That is, wow, this is a very beautiful song. These are your reactions. Means this is how when you as human beings encounter the art, when you meet the art, that time automatically you give your reaction. Why do you give your reaction? The reason is that the intention is that art has got the power of beauty, and this is how art is inseparable part of human beings. Now, next point, we will understand about an art, that there is mutuality of appeal between man and art. Now, we will see it how. Say, artist through art brings out on surface the dormant, that is the passive or the inactive capacity of man to react and respond to the beauty. In the last slide too, I told you, whenever you meet the art, whenever you read the poem, say for example, that time when you read the poem, definitely you give your reaction. That poem appeals you, okay, and you register your reaction. It means that when you meet the art, what happens? Artist through that art, it may be music, it may be poetry, it may be other fine arts or the other arts, they bring out the inactive or the passive capacity from uh, from the human beings. And naturally, as I told you in the last slide too, human beings react to the art. Why they react to the art? Because there lies beauty in the art. When these capacities are activated, that is the dormant capacities, okay, when these capacities are activated, automatically human beings register their response. Okay, it means that art appeals to man. This is the what we can say, this is the uh, aim of the art. Okay, means this is the quality, this is the characteristic of art, that it appeals to man. It appeals to inherent instincts in man or the human beings, and in return what happens, human beings register their response. In return what happens, man registers his response. This is how there is mutuality of appeal between man and art. I hope that you might have understood the point that there is mutuality of appeal between man and art. It means that art has got the capacity to appeal man, and when human beings are appealed, they register their they register their reaction, they register their response. This is what mutuality of appeal is called. Now, we will move towards the next point. The definition given by Basil Worsfold. He says that art is a representation of real in its mental aspect. Now, the definition is very simple and the point is very clear. The word which is in blue color, that is real. In the first slide too, I told you that in art there is representation of reality, okay, or the real subjects from the human, animal or the plant kingdoms. But that representation of reality in its mental aspect, here mental aspect means what? Here mental aspects means the understanding of the reality from the mentality, from the point of view of the author, from the point of view of the author, from the mental aspect of the author. It means that author or the artists understands the reality by using his mind. Okay, and when the mind is, when we talk about the mind, that time we have to go back to the first slide. The artist, while representing reality, while creating reality, they use their mental aspects. Okay, and I told you that is the imagination and the intellect. Means that reality, when the reality is represented in the work of art, that time the way artist the way artists understand the reality, that reality is represented in the work of art, that is with the help of the superior faculties of mind, that is imagination and intellect. That is what we have seen here. Even on the screen you can see that real, it means reality or the real world from human, animal and plant kingdom, and mental aspect means the way his mind, the way artist's mind, maybe his imaginative or intellectual faculties understand the above real world. This is the definition given by Basil Watts, and this is the explanation of the definition. You have to remember the definition given by the Basil Wordsworth and the name of the even critic too. Thus, we can say that art is a mode of representing reality. This is what we have to understand up to now. The intention of the art is to appeal the senses and various faculties of human beings. Then its aim is to give delight to man. Then it exposes to man various inherent parts of that object of beauty, that is art. Means when we talk about the art, we have to remember these things. That is, art is a mode of representing reality. Here you have to understand, art means there are two kinds of arts: fine arts, mechanical arts. Okay, but in these two arts there is representation of reality. Okay, and how that reality is represented, this is what we talked in earlier slides. The intention of art is to appeal the senses and various faculties of human beings. And when art appeals to human beings, we have seen how human beings give reaction to the that appeal. Why they give reaction? I told you that there is a beauty, power of beauty in the art, and that is the reason human beings give reaction to the art. Okay, then the aim of the art is to give delight to the man, what you have to remember. And finally it exposes to man various inherent parts of the object of beauty. Means in through art, artists exposes to man various hidden parts of that object of beauty, that is the art, so that human beings could get a lot of delight from that art. So friends, you might have understood the today's topic. If you have any queries, you can mention your queries in our group, so I will clarify everything to you. I hope that you have understood today's lecture. Thank you very much.